there was a period of time that the park board management team thought that cruising was a competitor of hotels, and I completely disagree with that.
Absolutely.
I reject it from every
I do
way I
too.
can.
Yeah.
I think the person that's in the mindset for a hotel room vacation is completely different than the one that's looking for a
Absolutely.
cruise vacation.
You know
and
who
there's room for both.
You know who recognized that? And God, when I was there, was Mr. Mitchell. So brilliant. Hey everyone, and welcome to Leading Galveston Forward. I'm Gina Spagnola, President and CEO of the Galveston Regional Chamber of Commerce. And let me tell you, this is a lucky day for you. If you were watching, we have my dear friend here, Marty Miles, who is the CEO of the Park Board. Welcome.
Thank you, Gina. Great to be here.
I'm so happy that you're here. We were just talking, y'all. I was like, how long have we known each other? In my mind, maybe 3 decades. But reality was
17 years.
17 years.
November of 2009, I arrived in Galveston.
Gosh, it seems like forever. Well, thank you for saying yes. You are so busy and you're doing such an incredible job, and I'm just honored to have you here. And we want to talk about all the exciting things you're doing at the Park Board and sort of what we're doing now and what the future looks like. But I wanted to give our guests, our viewers, an idea of who you are and sort of what your background is and what led you here.
Before we do that,
Yes.
let's talk about honors. You're the one that has been miraculous in
you.
everything you've done for the city and the business community in the city. So thanks for all you've done and for so long.
That means a lot to me. Thank you
Well,
so much.
You deserve it. I hear it. I don't hear it enough, and I hear it a lot.
Thank you.
But it's still not enough. Anyway.
Thank you. We didn't practice that, but thank you. That warms my heart, makes my heart sing.
Truly my
Thank you.
pleasure. About Marty, I'll start young. I grew up in Indianapolis, Indiana. I went to Purdue University. If you want a cute story, I entered the economics. I kept thinking and I was an athlete. I had no idea what I was going to do with this economics. Didn't understand how it helped me. And one of my fraternity brothers had a book. This is a true story. He had a book, and it was called Pots and Pans 101.
Okay.
And it was in the school of RHI, which is Restaurant, Hotel, and Institute. It's actually in the school of home ec. But the major is Restaurant, Hotel, and Institutional Management, and that's my degree, RHI. And so I've been in hospitality ever since. And I've had an incredibly blessed career. I've done business and worked in all 50 states. In my career, I've been directly responsible as a corporate executive for over 1,200 unique and different restaurants, 800 hotels, and 60 casinos. So I've had an incredibly blessed career. As an example, when I was senior VP at Caesar's Palace, which was a corporation with 60 casinos, not just the individual one in Galveston, at that time I was responsible for 22,000 employees, 1.3 billion.
22,000.
And 1.3 billion in revenue.
Oh my gosh, Marty.
So doing that and then
I knew you did that, but I don't think those numbers ever hit me.
Then coming to Galveston and working with the Mitchell Group, the Tremont and Galvez and Harbor House were quite a bit smaller in scope.
Yes.
But I'll tell you what, I fell in love with George.
Yes, how could you not? What a hero.
And I just decided, I'm going to stay and do this. And then I fell in love with Galveston. So I retired in 2005, started a small consulting company called Casino Food and Beverage Solutions. I had a lot of success. Probably my favorite project was the last one that I agreed to do. And that was I developed 3 restaurants for Elvis Presley Enterprises in Graceland.
Well, how do I not know this? See, this is why we do this show. We've known each other for 17 years.
That was the last project I agreed to do because I didn't want to travel anymore. It was a blast. Then, what else can I tell you? That I met a group of really, really neat, bright women who had an organization called Perpetual. Perpetual is responsible for trying to get single-use plastics out of Galveston, and I worked really hard.
Yes.
I tried to help them.
I remember that.
You hosted a couple of chamber.
Yes.
I used your boardroom a couple of times, and it's a fabulous idea. I think that someday they may come back, and if they do, I'll try to help them again.
That's a good idea.
But they were about $1.2 million short, and 2 of the grants that were supposed to come through didn't. So they literally had to leave. And currently, they're in the process of doing the same program in Hilo, Hawaii right now. So someday maybe they'll be back. Anyway, and then again, decided enough's enough. Try to enjoy family, dogs, and pickleball, and grandkids. I have 6.
Those were my next questions. So let's talk about that. Are they all here?
No,
Why-
only
where are
one
they?
is here.
Yeah.
5 are in Denver. I have a daughter who has 2 sons and a daughter. My oldest in that group is 10, and she's just fabulous. My daughter is married to Drew Brees' brother, and so New Orleans football was a big thing to
That's
us.
big, yes.
But nowhere near as big as just being around the kids.
Yeah. Do any of them have any interest in the hotel, restaurant business?
My children are too old for that, and they all have very successful
Yeah.
careers. They're all doing
Yeah.
fabulous, and their spouses are doing fabulously. And the kids are just too young. My grandkids are, you ready? 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10.
Oh, my.
And I think that we might have one on the way. But I'm convinced.
That's so dreamy to
I'm
me to have
convinced.
all those grandkids and
Oh,
everything.
I've become a different person because
Do you have time? You take some time to see
I
them?
don't get to
Most of them
Denver.
are there.
My
Yeah.
plan was to be in Denver quarterly. I'm
Yeah.
not making it, so I've got to.
Yeah,
I've got to
it
find more
does.
time.
Well, it's been really busy right now with this. And you were in retirement, and you came out and temporarily kind of helped out there at the park board,
Correct.
and then said yes. You said yes.
You know, I thought I was there to fix a problem.
Yeah,
I told them going in, I don't want to babysit. I said, I'm going to do this. You better let me do it.
right.
And, you know, with very little oversight, they allowed me to try to do what I thought was right.
Right.
And we saw each other's face to face often enough that I was allowed the freedom to do it. I think we did a lot of great things.
We have.
Our list, when I say our, I really mean our because it's the entire group, 177 employees in season. We're doing a lot of really great things. We've mended a lot of fences. We've
Yes.
repaired a lot of relationships. We've trimmed some fat. We've become a little more nimble. And my goal is to be far more nimble. You know, government-related agencies tend to be a little slow. And, you know, my life was in business, and it's very hard for me to go slow.
I would never describe you as slow.
And you can ask any of
Yeah,
anybody on my staff; they'll tell you he is not slow.
Yeah, I would never describe you as slow. You've done a spectacular job, and just for the record, I had asked him, please stay too. I love you as a friend, and you've got these grandbabies and all of that, and I just want you to be happy, and you've had a phenomenal life and career, a blessed one. So I just want you to be happy, but I knew, and so many other people knew in this community, that you could take it to the next level.
Oh,
I
well,
knew
thank
it. I just knew it, and you did it.
Thank
It's a
you.
beautiful thing, and you do have such great people there. For those of you that don't know, the Galveston Chamber and Visit Galveston, which is part of the park board, we work together. We have the visitor center. We see about 25,000 people, I think, a year
That's right.
in the visitor center. So, but we go back a long way. I'll say I do, and the chamber does. Even when I was at the Historical Foundation, had a really good working relationship. All of my 30 some odd years here, I've been very involved in the park board and Visit Galveston. I just thought they were so important. All those CEOs and presidents, whatever their titles were back then. So it's always just so much respect
I
for
do
what
that?
y'all do. Yes.
I do want to recognize there are a lot of great people before me, and some of them
some
felt a little
good.
tarnished. Some of them didn't get to leave in the way I would hope they could have left.
Yes.
But I don't want to diminish what they did.
Yeah, it's a tough job. I watched a lot of people go that were doing tremendous jobs, but I was wanting to just say that I have loved the partnership and what you do. It's so important for Galveston. And so in saying that, where are we now with visitation? And the park board explained that to people just watching when I just said Visit Galveston, the difference between the park board, your role there, what you do, what you're over, and then we'll talk about Visit Galveston. So let's talk about that.
Okay, the park board, there are about 6 divisions. One is beach patrol. A lot of people don't know that.
I know.
That beach patrol is not only, they're actually real officers, and they have almost identical, not exactly, but almost identical powers or abilities that our local police do.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to that, they have all lifeguard services. They're responsible for keeping our people on our beach and our visitors
They do a
safe.
tremendous job.
We have a division that's called Coastal Zone Management, which is frankly the one that I marvel at the most. This group handpicks 32 miles of beaches trash every day,
I see
7
them in
days
the
a
morning.
week.
I see them in the morning because I get up
32
early
miles
and
of
watch
beach
them
every day.
out there. I've watched a gentleman with something blowing out, like the littlest thing. I'm serious. I've told this story, and am going after it to pick it up.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, that's
they're
the
incredible.
quality of the people that are out there taking
And
care
that,
of our beach.
then the hand picking doesn't
Yeah.
include emptying 2,000 trash barrels a day. I mean, it's wild how much they do and how busy they are. And they do a lot more than that, but they do all the trash on the seawall that we have an interlocal agreement with the seawall, with the city
Yes.
to keep the seawall boulevard clean and debris free, graffiti free, all those kind of things. We have a division that's called Nourish Beach, and it's our responsibility to keep the beaches as healthy as we can. You've seen beach nourishment projects over the years.
Yes.
Cheryl Rozier's terrific
Just
at
such a
that.
great job.
She knows it. She has the true expertise to do it very, very well. We have our accounting departments actually is, you'd be surprised at how many there are. Yeah, we're a $54 million operation. And there's a lot to that, as one might
Yes.
expect. And Visit Galveston. Visit Galveston is, it's the equivalent of a CVB, right? It's
Right.
Convention Visitors Bureau. They are responsible to market the Galveston name to potential visitors. They're responsible to bring significant hotel room groups like BMW or the cheerleaders.
No, the
I mean,
cheerleaders.
it's the
Yes.
gap. The gap is so wide from Smurf business to religious
Is that the
business.
government? The
Smurf.
Smurf is the.
S-
Remind me what the stands for. The
Smurf.
military. I don't know.
It's
Maybe
social,
that's not the,
military,
That's
yeah.
it. Military. Whatever. It's all of them.
Religious,
Yeah,
fraternal.
there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not little blue guys.
Yes. Not Smurfs.
But so their job, and they do. I say they. I should say we, but really in my mind it's a they. It's a fabulous group managed very well by Tony Lyle.
Yes, it's doing a great job.
The marketing team is managed by Melody Smith, and they just do a fabulous job at bringing people to Galveston. Now, what's interesting is we don't have anything for sale. We sell nothing. We get them here, and then the hotels fight for who gets it.
That's right.
It's important to know that we
It's
don't.
important to know.
We don't sell a room. We don't book a room. We get the group to commit to Galveston. Then the hotels compete amongst themselves for that
That's
business.
right, for that business. And let's talk a little bit about the cruise ship industry. A lot of times people, we hear, oh, they just come, they get on that cruise ship and they go. And we've seen that on a rise. And is it 32%, I think was the last number I heard, maybe 35 of them coming, the pre-cruise and post-cruise.
Pre or
I think
post.
mainly pre-cruise, I think. But they come and they stay in our hotels. So it's increasing, I believe.
The last number I saw that I can commit to memory
Yeah.
was 31.6%
That was about it.
of cruise passengers. Not passengers, but of cruise rooms booked
Yes.
have a pre or post stay.
Yes.
And it could be one day, it could be more than one day.
Yeah.
And, I think they're remarkable. There is a period of time that the park board management team thought that cruising was a competitor of hotels. And I completely disagree with that.
Absolutely.
I reject it from every
I do
way I
too.
can.
Yeah.
I think the person that's in the mindset for a hotel room vacation is completely different than the one that's looking for a
Absolutely.
cruise vacation.
You know
and
who
there's room for both.
You know who recognized that? And God, when I was there, was Mr. Mitchell. So brilliant. And I can remember for a short time when I had left the Historical Foundation, worked for Mr. Mitchell, my job was to travel back when it was all travel agents, y'all. No phones, no social media stuff back in the old days. He wanted to figure out, because we were meeting. We had those committee meetings to just dream about cruise ships coming, and we thought we might be maybe a port of call, but we were dreamers. And we would meet once a month at the port, and it was community people dreaming. Anyway, we started seeing some movement on it. And then Mr. Mitchell, once that Carnival had come, we're so grateful to Carnival, he said, okay, I want to get you out there. So I traveled all over Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana,
Really?
same thing, and did nothing but talk to travel agents. And he said, and we were hearing, well, why would I stay on the line if I'm getting paid to book a cabin? I'm selling rooms, and that's how I make my living. And started thinking, gosh, we got to incentivize them. So went back to Mr. Mitchell, and he figured out that they could earn points, they could earn money, and they could come to Galveston and stay in any hotels. So for each booking, they just had to put a code in, and then they won weekend stays, week stays, but it gave them that incentive to go ahead and stay on the line just a little bit and sell Galveston.
So smart.
It was so smart, and so that's all we did, and I'd get on those cruise ships, so it works, and he knew it could work. I never heard him say, oh, this is going to take away from us. He was trying to figure out a way, how do we
think
get
he
that
was right.
person on there? I do too.
Can I tell you a cute story about him?
Yeah, oh, I love it, yes.
I had breakfast with him at the Tremont House Monday through Friday, every morning, Monday through Friday,
What a blessing.
for about the last 3 years of his life. And what a lot of people don't know is that he built and owned the San Luis. He sold it to Tillman Fertitta
Yes.
as part of a deal in selling Mitchell Energy and some other things he owned. But anyway, he sold it to Tillman's, obviously done a great job with it. But
Absolutely.
I have to tell you that 5 days a week for 3 years, he sat down, said, hello, Marty. Did we beat Tillman yesterday?
That's all I want to know.
Did we beat Tillman yesterday?
And hopefully the answer was, yes, we did,
He just
sir.
wanted to know that
Yeah.
we either had better occupancy or rate. He's so competitive.
God bless him.
And so I knew exactly every day before I met him.
We better had, hopefully it's a yes. Oh, I loved
It was,
him.
he loved
Yeah.
Tillman. It was just
He did.
competitive
No,
nature.
He wanted to know.
Yeah.
It was so good. He was so accessible to just go in there and talk to him and get some advice and the things. And we'll get off. This is about you and not Mr. Mitchell, but he's been a part of our lives. But I remember when he passed away and the stories that people told about him and the phenomenal things he did, like pay their salaries during hard times. He sent people to college. His kids never knew about it. It could be somebody that had helped him, somebody that worked for him, that he saw something in a kid and paid it forward. And in one particular thing, the parent said, oh my gosh, what do we do? And he said, well, when you graduate, I want you to do the same thing for someone else. And that kid did. He ended up doing it. He got into music, and we had them play at one of the events. There was a saxophonist, and his mother had worked for Mr. Mitchell.
Wow.
And he paid for him to go to college, and he ended up landing a great job, wonderful band that he ended up getting, and then he did the same thing.
Very cool.
He was great. So what's next? So where are we right now with tourism? We're seeing, what, 9 million a year?
About
Is that our
9.3
that's what-
visitors a year. This year, we're almost 13% ahead of last year,
Good.
which is great. And last year was down a tiny bit when actually we're ahead of 24 now.
Yep.
Well, 24 had barrel. I'm sorry. We were 13% ahead of 25. And I see no reason, barring a horrible weather event, I see no reason why it won't stay that way. Everything looks good. I'm also the chair of the Hotel and Lodging Association.
Yes. You did a
And
great
so
job.
I hear from them pretty often, and I think that we're continuing to see great pace. We see that the future, the rest of the summer looks very, very good.
It was crowded this weekend. And I was on all
really
the
fun.
streets. I was, you know how we do when you're a local, we know all the streets. But it was crowded everywhere. But I got around. I got around. I got to everything I needed to do. It was good.
That's such a tough, it's such a
I know.
polarizing conversation
I
about
know.
traffic. And,
I know.
you know, the Marty Miles side, not the Park Board side, but
Yeah.
the Marty Miles side said, show me an island that doesn't have a lot of traffic, and it's
Yeah.
probably not a very nice island.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's an expectation. I think it's reasonable to assume that when you like to live on an island.
Yeah.
I think that the vast
Yeah.
majority of our residents know about the one-ways and know how to avoid traffic.
Absolutely. And we see visitors all the time, and all of us know people that come and everything, and they're loving what they see. And all of us get into traffic every day. I mean, the traffic I endure to go see my Astros play, it's just part of it. You know, it's part of it. And my husband's quote years ago, when we lived on the East End, which brought us here, the historic and preservation and stuff that we loved. And I remember we had been interviewed by If Walls Could Talk, and they said, what's the best thing that you love? And he said, I love seeing the eyes of the people walking by our house wishing, you
Yeah.
know, that they couldn't believe, you know, that you could live
It's a
here
great
and
line.
live in this life. Yeah, he said, but the eyes, you know, the envy, saying that, yeah, this is our house and we live here and we live this life. And so, you know, I think I just always feel so grateful for what y'all do and everything. I will say, yes, visit Galveston, what the park board's doing, but everything that they put out about that Galveston is just the best. The marketing team, when we go to
They're really good.
we go to state conferences and we work with them, or we're trying to get people to come here. We hosted our national conference or our Texas conference and had the largest attendance in any of them, of course, because they won't come to Galveston. And they did the marketing piece the year before they were coming to Galveston, and it just blew everybody away. I mean, there's nothing like it. We see everything that Texas has, and I'd put them up for anybody in the nation, really.
I'm
They're just-
super proud of them. They just
they're
won
phenomenal.
4 significant awards in marketing. Great team, doing a lot of great things.
Well, before we end this segment, thank you for being here. But tell us, what are you looking for in the future?
Okay.
What are you seeing?
This is not practiced, and I didn't know what you
He
were
didn't
going to
have any
ask.
idea. We have no notes, no nothing, and that's what I love about this show, is we find out.
I am trying to get people to think big. I believe that part of our government and part of the park board and part of our hotels even kind of think about staying in their own box. And I think that if there's anything that I will try to do is to make Galveston on a much larger scale. Now, I don't mean a lot more residents, but examples are, we spent $600,000 to be part of FIFA, the World Cup.
That's right.
You know, I mean,
How could I forget that?
The
I'm glad
United-
we had this.
the United States has heard of Galveston now, and we're directly associated with World Cup.
Yes.
I mean, that's a lot for Galveston.
It's a
Most people
lot.
wouldn't think that there is a direct correlation. I absolutely believe it. Then, you know, we were responsible for getting Alyssa to go to New
That's
York. That's
right.
getting very exciting. I learned that they were originally supposed to depart on May 15th. I
Yes.
heard as recently as last week, it's now June 10th. So they're a little behind, but that's so exciting. I could just picture you as a proud Galvestonian, or frankly a Texan, that the oldest ships that's still able to sail from Texas is going to be the lead ship in the American,
In the tall ship
In the
division, right?
yes, in the tall ship
Yeah.
division. When you come off the Hudson River and into New York Harbor, it's just so exciting.
Yeah.
You know, and then picture a little bit later in the day, you know, what I'm guessing will be the largest fireworks show in the history, probably of the world.
Are you going? Are you going to be in New York?
I don't know yet.
I want to be. There's a part of me that wants to be, but then it just seems like a lot, you know, getting there, coming back. But maybe if we stay a little longer, go a little earlier, stay a little longer.
I would like to do
know.
it. It's a kind of a mini bucket list because it's 250th
I know.
birthday, but I also I only want to do it if I get the opportunity. My team's working on it right now. If I get the opportunity to meet and sway huge businesses to visit Galveston,
I know.
if I can get the right people
Yes.
in the same room at the
Yes.
same dinner or on that ship for a little bit, then I'd love to go and just be the hardest salesperson that's ever lived.
You and I think a lot alike. I'm always thinking of a way.
But I
For
also
those
will
of-
tell you,
yeah.
I don't want to miss 4th of July weekend here. You know what's happening on July 3rd,
Let's talk
right?
about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah, I do. We talked about it yesterday at the Davie Defense groundbreaking,
Yeah.
the battleship.
July
Texas.
3rd,
Yeah.
Friday, July 3rd, the USS Texas is going to be lit and flagged.
Oh,
And, you know, she's going to look as good as she's ever looked and as good as she can look. And there's going to be a significant, I think it's a 26-minute fireworks show,
Yes.
followed by a drone show with bands.
I can't. I don't know if I can leave.
We will
That's
hear-
going to be great.
Well, the idea that you can do that and then turn into 4th of July with what the city does
Yes.
for the fireworks in
Yes.
front of Guidos.
Yeah.
You know, just there's so much going on here that's just too exciting.
So the Battleship Texas, y'all, July 3rd. Mark your calendars. Come down for several
Free.
days here. The 3rd, the 4th. We can all watch on TV the 250th.
That's right.
And I think you're the one that said it. I love the global thing, though, with Alyssa and FIFA. I always FIFA. I always say FIFA. Those two things putting on us really on the global map. I love that. But the 1877 tall ship Alyssa is always here. And so if you haven't ever seen her, you do want to come and visit. That's part of the Galveston Historical Foundation. But seeing her go into that harbor, I think it's been since the 70s, right? It was the last time that
86, I believe.
86, that she made her way into that harbor. So that's going to be incredible. And I heard it's going to be televised, that she might be, we'd see her.
The whole
since
thing's
she's going to be
televised on
leading, so we would
NBC.
absolutely see
I think
her
it's NBC.
going in. So, well, it's an exciting time. We're so excited about your leadership. I love
Thank
our
you.
partnership.
That's very nice of you.
And it's the right person at the right time. So very proud of you.
Very sweet of you.
So
Thanks so much.
Yes. And thank you guys for watching. And until next time, have a great evening.
Thank you.
Bye.